So welcome everybody to the Next Phase Clubhouse. Thank you all for registering and thank you for joining us on your Tuesday night. So without further ado, let's move on. On today's session, our speaker will be Ryan Wong, which is a registered counselor that have been working very closely together with Next Phase. So maybe I'll pass it to Ryan to give a short introduction.
Hi everyone, good evening. Nice to meet everyone and nice to have everyone here join us tonight. So tonight we'll be working on self-doubt, and I am a registered counselor for many years already. I've been practicing for around 6 years plus, and I have been working with a lot of clients from different walks of life. All right, so don't worry at all. Just relax, enjoy the time for tonight, and if you have any questions or any concerns at all during the session or anything pop through your mind, right, just feel free to, raise your hand in the Zoom, and then we will attend to your questions and we will enjoy the time together to learn together. Yep.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Yes. So today's topic will be about self-doubt, and you can ask us any question, not ask us, actually ask Ryan any question regarding self-doubt. It could be self-doubt in your career, in your life, parenting, or your romantic life. We accept any questions, and we will be going through the question that was submitted during your registration process. And at the same time, we also accept your question during the session. So 8 to 9 p.m. our session, you can just throw in any of your question in our Zoom chat box, or you can also key in your question in slido.com. This QR, you may key in this QR, or you can just go to slido.com and key in this number, and you can let us know your question in anonymous. So meaning we will not know who is asking this question, but your question will be answered by Ryan. So without further ado, we will proceed with our very first question. So Ryan, are you ready to?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so the first question is, okay,
Okay.
this is pretty lengthy, but you can definitely go through this. Give us some solution. So first question, I want to confess to a girl, but I always feel that I'm not good enough for her and feel she will reject me. So what is a tip, or how can we help this person?
Self-doubt indeed. And out through the gate, we have a relationship question. Okay, so confession is always very nerve-wracking. It's very worrisome. Okay, builds up butterfly in the tummy and whatnot, right? So if you feel that you're not good enough to confess to your target, okay, the person that you like, be it male or female, okay, someone that you have a crush on, someone that you like a lot. So if you feel that you're not good enough and you feel that she's gonna or he's gonna reject you, it may happen, but that's not the main thing, isn't it? So you need to be able to ask yourself, would I regret not asking or not sharing my thoughts or not confessing, or would I regret more actually confessing and getting an answer, maybe yes, maybe no, maybe it's 50-50. Okay, so if you regret more not asking, so you have your answer there. So you just have to find a good time, a good space, uh, a flow that you're comfortable with. Don't overthink it and just ask how the other person likes, being with you, spending time together with you. That is more indirect instead of asking like, how do you feel about me? Do you like me? I like you. What do you think about me? Okay, those are more direct. But if you want to make it a bit relaxed, you can say, how do you feel when you're with me, when we spend time together? Okay, that can help loosen the atmosphere a bit, not make it so tense. And if the person likes spending time with you, then you have a good vibe there and you can build on from there. But if let's say the person says certain things like they don't like this or they feel that this can be improved, well, you still have a chance because then you can improve your time when you're together with them. So as things progress, then it will be more smoother, it will be more relaxed, and then it happens naturally. Okay, but if you still feel that you're not good enough, then perhaps you might want to work on certain things to improve your confidence or improve your identity in terms of improving certain communication skills, certain things that you like. If let's say you don't feel that you look good, maybe you can hit the gym. If let's say you like more strengths in you, more unique qualities, go build those qualities that you enjoy. And the more you have equipped in your identity, perhaps you may actually feel more confident when you are going to confess. Hope that helps.
Thank you for the love tips. Okay, moving on to number two. Why I always feel insecure and compete with others. Like my friends get A plus and I got an A. And I still don't feel good because I could be better. I think this is a very typical Asian student problem, myself included. So, Ryan,
Indeed.
how would you
Mhm.
help us?
Before I begin with answering the second one, right? Just a quick question. Just now, the earlier one, was it a bit too long or is it just okay?
It's fine, all good.
Okay, cool. So this second one, like Tulis mentioned, is quite Asian. Okay, this question is very Asian, and a lot of parents at a very young age push their kids to overachieve, I would say. Sometimes parents are not even satisfied with their kids getting an A. Maybe like 75 or 80 is quite a good mark. And then they want their kids to do more and overperform or to just get 100, the max out of the paper. And even then, some parents may feel that you can still do better. And it is a very Asian mentality to compare kids, be it between siblings or between other peers. So if let's say you yourself, in fact, I did as well, growing up in a family like that, if you start to not feel good and you want to change, congrats. You can start focusing on things that make you feel happy and are actually important to you. Okay, your parents may push you to get really good result when you were young. And now that you're older, if you're able to think for yourself, is results, getting A plus or getting an A really that important? If it is, then no harm, can continue to push yourself and succeed better. Okay, put in more hours of studying, cut down other activities so that you can ensure you have more time preparing for your papers. But if you feel that, I'm just happy getting a B or even a C, as long as I pass, I don't want to, focus too much on torturing myself studying something that I don't like at all, but you just want to ensure that you pass. So you can focus your attention on other things like friendship, like hobbies, working out, keeping a good physique, healthy lifestyle, exploring different things in life. So life is not always just about getting good results, be it exams or other aspects like competition. Okay, so focus on things that you enjoy. If that is who you are, put more hard work into that and make sure you are happy.
Thank you. All right. So moving on to the third one, I always feel my products is not good enough for the market. Keep delaying my product launch, but at the same time, we burn a lot of money. Is my low self-confidence causing me to be a perfectionist? How do I overcome it? I believe that this is from a self-employed or an entrepreneur's
Mhm.
problem or self-doubt because it is about selling a product. So what is your take on this?
Yeah, I can see that. This worry is actually very realistic. It applies to a lot of business owners, especially new ones, and even seasoned veterans. The business owners that will be plagued with this when they are not sure about their investment. Because when you are putting a product there on sale, you are burning time, burning money, essentially burning resources. So you need to be able to learn from this. Okay, when you are a young entrepreneur, you need to be able to allow yourself to make mistakes. Of course, the mistakes should not cost your whole capital lah. So you need to do it in a smart way. You need to be able to measure loss. Okay, what loses me more and what makes me money. If let's say not launching the product is just burning cash out of nowhere, okay, you're not having any chance of profit at all, you have to try to push your product and just put it there and receive comments. You can start by maybe not putting it directly onto the market so that you put it on pause first. You can have your product on a test pilot phase. You can ask your friends and family, start from your inner circle. If they like it, if it fits a niche market, then perhaps you have your first group of participants that acknowledge your products. So you can start selling on social media, those free ways to do it. And if you get a good response, be it slow, then you start to push more when you have more capital, then you will feel more confident as you grow. When you start a business, it's just like anything else, just like a baby starting to learn how to crawl and walk. If you want to be able to straight away start running when you are a baby, that's not really realistic and not possible. Okay, we understand that we want to make things as good as possible so that we have the most perfect situation, most ideal situation. I want to profit immediately. But when you are an entrepreneur, you need to be able to pace yourself and grow steadily. That's the idea. You don't want a overnight success. Okay, that may not even guarantee you a long success. If you are able to make wealth and generate wealth, that's good. That's a very good first step. But you need to be able to sustain the wealth as well, and later let the wealth grow more wealth for you. So those are different phases of having a business. Okay, so if let's say delaying your launch is causing you money, you might want to pause everything and evaluate your structure. Do it free. Ask your inner circle when you generate more capital, when you're more confident, when you have people liking your products already, then you can push it up to the market. If let's say you feel that your product is very new or risky, if let's say your product may not be perfect, but there's already a steady flow of buyers, steady flow of customers, then you just need to let it run and receive feedback actively. You can approach your customers, say, how do I improve my product? How do you feel about this? The more feedback you get, the more you can improve your product. You can even have like version 2, version 3. So there is a few ways to deal with this. Hope it helps.
Thank you, Ryan. Moving on to the fourth question. So I guess this is also boss perspective because talking about my worker. My worker always tells me tak tahu, and always stuck at the same place and don't know how to move forward. They don't dare to ask questions. They always think their answer will not be good enough or will be rejected. So how can this boss motivate their worker to be more confident to ask questions?
Okay. I'll be very specific to the question itself because actually this applies to a lot of people, especially those more timid, more shy ones, and they are put in an environment that forces them to actually ask questions or to improve the things that they are doing, the process itself. So workers, like a lot of people, they don't want to show their weaknesses. They don't want to look stupid or don't want to look silly in front of their higher ups, the supervisor. Sometimes just asking questions can welcome a lot of criticism or anger. So those may be barriers to this constructive behavior. So maybe as the boss, right, you might want to ask your worker, why don't you want to ask questions? Asking questions can be good for you. Am I being too fierce? Do you really not know, or do you know a bit but you don't know the whole process? You can ask questions. Okay, like you want to invite people to ask questions, you can lead by example by first asking them questions. You can try to understand your workers a bit more first. What makes them so worried? What makes them not wanting to ask questions? Don't dare to ask questions. So if let's say you know the reason behind and be really open about this, whatever response that they give, you shouldn't take it personal. Okay, maybe they feel that you're too scary. Maybe they have previous past bad experiences. So that allows you to, receive good feedbacks, maybe even criticism, but you need to know that those are all opportunity to improve as a boss. Because if you don't welcome those with open arms, right, you will forever be stuck like that, and you will forever have workers that always tell you that they don't know or are not proactive at all. So in order to help them grow, you may want to allow yourself the chance to grow as well. So invite questions by asking questions first. You get feedback, and then give your feedback, process and reflect on your own leading, as their boss, as their leader. And after that, solve the questions one by one and solve the problems one by one. So help them build their confidence. When they ask questions, you can motivate them by encouraging them and say that, good, I like your question. There's no silly questions, there's no stupid question. As long as you ask your questions, I will do my best to help you. Okay, that can be very motivating. And then when they have more success asking questions and they feel more success from being able to execute their responsibility nicely, then you have better workers, upgraded ones.
So in one sentence, the pro tip for bosses out there to encourage their staff or their teammate to speak up would be asking questions, right? And be open about it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for the amazing pro tip. All right, before we move further to the next batch of questions, just a reminder to those of you that are here, have joined us today in today's section, you can still ask your question regarding anything about self-doubt and more towards how to build your confidence in our Slido. So you can just scan the QR code at the bottom right corner and scan the QR code and put in your question, or you can just go to slido.com and key in the numbers given here, and you can raise up your question and you'll be anonymous. If you would like to, if it's very troublesome for you, you can also just PM us through the Zoom chat box for your questions that will be answered later. So moving on to the next batch of questions. Number 5, I am always scared to say I don't know because I'm scared that my boss call me stupid, and it makes my self-esteem to be low. How do I motivate myself? So I guess this is the
Yeah, a bit similar to
other
the earlier one.
perspective.
Yeah, this is from the workers.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and one thing to improve themselves is really good. I like the questions coming from both ends. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's say this is for the worker, right? As a worker, if let's say you know, you just don't know. Okay, sometimes it's okay, you just don't know. You just have to be really honest with yourself. I don't know, and just ask people that may know. Yes, you may worry that your boss or even your friends or colleagues may, say that you're stupid or actually scold you, but you don't know that yet. But if you do, then ask other people that are nicer in the office, that have a better work culture. And if you don't have anyone like that in the office, I'm so sorry for you. You have to find out the answer on your own with Google or ChatGPT. Okay, but I hope that your office has nice people, nice colleague, or nice boss even to actually answer your inquiries. Because as a worker, if you want to perform your work and responsibilities efficiently, you have to know, you have to find answers, and asking seniors and asking colleagues is the fastest way to do that, to improve on your work responsibility, your role. Okay, if you feel that people calling you stupid or scolding you or shouting at you decreases your esteem, yes, it may, if you acknowledge that the things that they say about you is true. But if it doesn't, like I always tell my clients a lot of times, if let's say someone walk up to you out of the middle of nowhere, like when you're having your meal in a restaurant, someone just comes to you and say that you are the most awesome person. I like you so much. You're like an angel, like Mother Teresa to me. So all this praise, right? You feel weird. You wouldn't really like it, right? You feel like, huh? Why you suddenly come and say this to me? It may be praise, but you can't really accept it because it just feels weird. It feels out of place. And vice versa, if someone just comes up to you and say that you're the devil, you're the worst person, you are a masochist or something, like just says a lot of terrible thing about you, you may feel weird as well. So you don't really need to acknowledge whatever other people say to you, okay? Unless you actually do believe it. So when someone calls you stupid, if you are triggered by it, maybe deep inside you do acknowledge that in some sense that you may be a bit slow or dumb, but you don't have to say that to yourself because that is somewhere that you can improve. You can start from working on your weakness. If not, then you find your strength and you build more on your strength. So those are ways that you can help motivate yourself. Start by creating a schedule, a list of items that you want to improve on, you want to work on. If not, then strength that you already have, and then you focus on enhancing those strengths. So when you have this schedule, right, and this checklist, so you can monitor yourself. Maybe this week one, to work on this first, and then see by the end of the week. Maybe you can ask your colleague, do you feel this change in me? Is it better like this? Get feedbacks, welcome feedbacks. Okay, and then week two, to work on another thing. So every week you work on a different thing, and then you can even rotate and go back to the same thing again and revisit things to work on, like weakness and strength. Okay, and as time pass, maybe after 1 or 2 months, you see your own improvement. Is proof, is factual, so it definitely motivates a person to keep on growing and improving. So that's how you improve your esteem as well as a worker. Yep.
Yes, so Ryan, I have a follow-up question on this one. What if the what if the worker is tend to be a person that look up to their superior? And in this case, in this particular environment, the superior is a very traditional person. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not the words of affirmation person, because Asian parents, Asian culture is that not words of affirmation, right?
Mm.
So they tend to be very harsh. So
Okay.
how can we or what is that one advice that you can provide to this person to you know to not
So they look
take
up to
it
their boss, right?
personally? Yeah, they look up to the boss. And
Mm.
then at the same time, this particular boss is also a very uh,
Tough
harsh
lover.
person. Yeah, tough love, correct.
Okay. That's a very nice perspective, and actually quite common in a lot of, like, maybe Chinaman company, like that they are not MNCs lah. Okay, so the boss, if let's say the worker looks up to the boss, there will be certain qualities that the boss actually has that the worker wants to adopt, or maybe the worker just feels that the boss is a fantastic earner, or maybe very good at doing sales. Must be very good at certain things for them to look up to. If let's say they look up to that particular thing, they can try their best to get opportunities to learn that from their boss. Be more proactive, be more approachable to your higher ups, and then you can get opportunity to pick up the skill and learn. They may have certain flaws, and no one is perfect. So if let's say the boss is a tough love person, is a very straight, very loud person even, you can know that they're good at certain things and not so good at certain things. So you pick up their good things and then try to um swallow and deal with the loudness or the criticism first. So once you pick up the good things that you want to learn, then hopefully you can help your boss grow by giving them feedbacks as well for them to be able to lead better. So take the good things, leave the bad. If let's say you really
Mm,
look up to the boss and wants to pick up certain things from the boss.
mm. Thank you. That's a very good perspective. Moving on to number six, how do I learn to trust myself more?
Hmm. Baby steps. Okay, like just now, I believe that I covered a little bit of it, like schedule and checklist. So baby steps, definitely. If you want to trust yourself more, you can start by doing small things for yourself, like just caring for yourself. Like for example, every morning you can, like, um brush your teeth, shower, maybe go for a jog, prepare breakfast for yourself. You can prepare like checklist like that for yourself. So when you take care of yourself good, after just a quick 1 month, right, you already feel your trust and your esteem increasing because you're taking good care of yourself. You know that you are feeling happy, you are starting your day fresh and happy. So baby steps. Start with taking care of yourself first in the morning. Go for jogs, work out, prepare your breakfast, shower, freshen up, dress good, look nice, look confident, and then start your day fresh. So when you start your day as a worker or a student, what you want to do for the day is very important. So if let's say you have a timetable, it would be good for students. You know that what time, what classes, and then what you need to prepare for yourself. If better yet, you can prepare one day before. Same for workers. If let's say you know that you're going into a very important meeting today, so you know that okay, I might need to make time for my presentation, or I might need to make time for certain questions if let's say my boss or my colleagues ask me. So you prepare it before, one night before, or you just go in knowing that that is going to happen so that you don't get yourself caught off guard. If you are able to execute or go through certain important things in your daily schedule, you'll be, you'll be able to feel more confident, hence trusting yourself a bit more. And of course, going to evening, going to the end of your day, try to prepare for your next day so that you know that next day, whatever important already, you have already prepared yourself. Whatever that needs to be done is already done to a certain degree. And if new things happen, like just in case like you have someone bump your car, or if let's say suddenly it rains and then some of your thing get wet, you know, unexpected situation and unexpected things happen, then you already prepare a lot of things. So you deal with those things, and if you make mistakes, it's okay. Write down those situations, remember it, reflect on it, so that in the future, if it happens again, you trust yourself more to deal with it because you experienced it before. It is okay to make mistakes. Always tell yourself that. If let's say your day wasn't good, when you end your day, you can tell yourself that it's okay for me to make mistakes. It's new mistakes, okay? And it's good chance for me to improve myself more in the future. So make mistakes, make as many as you can, as you want, and in the future, don't repeat mistakes. If you repeat it once, two times, three times, it's okay. People make mistakes and repeat them. But if you repeat too many times and the mistake is costing you dearly and it's very painful, so maybe you might want to consider yourself getting professional support or just asking someone else to help you with the mistakes so that you can improve from it. These are all process to trust yourself more. Checklist, schedule, prepare yourself, and tell yourself it is okay to have mistakes.
Yeah.
Part of
Just
growing.
want to add on. I think that was a very good point, and like it made me remember there's a video that I watched. It was stated, right. Own up to your mistake. Don't give your mistake away to another person, because your mistakes are your opportunities to grow. So I think that was what you mentioned as well just now.
Mhm.
Take in the
Nicely put.
mistake, reflect, yeah, and then don't repeat it the next time because you've grown and you've moved on. I think that's a very nice way. So moving on to number 7. What's the best way to stop caring what people think? So
Care more about
people's
yourself.
perspective.
Start by caring more about yourself. Put yourself first. That's the most direct and fastest way. Um, I know we can't help it, especially with how social media is grooming young kids these days and making us look more, watch more other people's happy days, happy meals, McDonald's happy meals, happy days, nice moments, special moments. Social media does that to people, and in a way, it makes us reflect and think about our own life, how terrible it is every single day. But then again, you wouldn't know how other people's day are. Those moments, those pictures that they share up are just that. Those are moments. Okay, maybe the rest of their days suck. Who knows? Okay, but you don't have to care about that. Just focus on making yourself happy. Create more moments for yourself. Okay, if you keep caring about what people think, those are other people's moments. But if you start caring about your thinking, your feeling, and how you want to make yourself feel better, you create more moments, more special moments, more happy moments for yourself. And when you care about how you want to have more of those, you naturally start caring more about yourself and stop caring about how other people think sometimes. But if let's say your job or your position requires you to care about how the people around you feel and think, then you might want to have a healthy balance lah. So when you are talking to people, um, be able to share your feelings, share your thoughts, invite how other people feel about your statements, and then work together as a team to tell them that, hey, we want to both feel good together. So let's try to work out a way so that both of us equally feels happy. If let's say you want to care about the people around you as well, lah. But if you just want to stop caring about other people, very direct and very easy way is just to focus on how to make yourself happy. Easiest.
Thank you. Yes, happiness. Okay, number 8. How does lack of self-esteem affect my productivity, and how to break through my self-esteem so that I can be motivated or keep me motivated?
How does lack of self-esteem affect my productivity? I mean, I think this is a two-phase question. So let's first address the first half. Okay, so self-esteem definitely affects productivity because if you are always worried, then you'll be a bit slower. And if you're always worried making mistakes, right? And most probably you are gonna make mistakes anyway, and you're going to try and cover it up and make more mistakes. So those might actually be fallbacks and make you like try to take one step forward and fall back 3 steps behind. So it actually affects productivity a lot if let's say you have lack of self-esteem. So the way forward is just to tell yourself it is okay to make mistakes, just to improve from there and do more. The more you do, the more you get used to it, then you get more confidence in yourself. Just like doing math questions. No one can immediately do 1 plus 1 as a baby. So the more you look at 1 plus 1, you know that naturally is 2. You're confident that the answer is 2. It cannot be 3. Okay, so the more you do 1 plus 1, the more work that you put into improving yourself. You know your answer, your self-esteem, your confidence increase, then your productivity will increase as well. So that's the first half. Second half is how to break through my low self-esteem and keep me motivated. I believe that I sort of answered that question already. So you just have to allow yourself to make mistakes and allow yourself to own up to the mistakes. Just make the mistakes and then be aware. You can reflect. Just like how, when we were young, when we have like short quizzes or simple exams, when you have that cross at that maybe question number 3, okay, you have that X, big red X there, okay, that tells you you're wrong. It's okay. Find out the right answer, find out the right formula, the right way to get the right answer, and then practice. The more you practice, the more you get used to it. You know that you're improving, you know that the answer is right as well. That's where you improve in your confidence and know that you're doing better as your job and knowledge improve. Okay, and then you know that you're always improving, you want to be better, you get promoted, you get your increment, you get acknowledgement, you get praise. So that is how you look forward for more motivation. Some people, drive with that.
Yeah, that's right. Totally right. Okay, moving on. Before we go to the next batch of questions, just a reminder to everybody that's here. You may go ahead to slido.com and key in the digits that you see at the bottom. The bottom right, or you can just scan the QR code to write down your questions regarding self-doubt. And it can be anything regarding self-doubt. It could be in terms of relationship, family, career, your life, or anything that comes onto your mind, and we will address that in a short while. So moving on to the next batch of question, number 9. Is there any structure or tips to motivate others to be more confident? I think you have mentioned a little bit on the motivation part just now, but I think this is more towards the person is asking how can they motivate another person. It could be their friend or their colleague. So what is your tips?
If let's say to motivate others, right, this may be a bit sensitive and a bit tricky, but you have to first, not everyone wants to be helped. Maybe they don't want the help, maybe they're not ready for the help, they don't want to improve yet. Okay, so we can try our best to encourage them, but it's very hard to actually push someone to improve, okay, to be more confident. That may be their comfortable, comfort zone, comfortable, confident level. it may seem less confident for you, but what if they are happy that way? So motivating others can be a bit tricky and sensitive sometimes. You have to first be able to ask them, do you want to improve? Do you want to feel more confident? Do you want a way out of your problems? And you have to also be ready to accept if they say no. It is as simple as that. If you ask them and they say no, then you just have to let them be. Don't push them. If not, they will hate you. Okay. But if they say yes, they would like to be helped out of their problems. They want to be more confident. They want to do better. Fantastic. So you just have to share your perspective. Remember, it is your perspective how to improve and how to do things better. Because it's very hard for me to give you an exact structure because you may be lecturers, you may be engineers, you may be mathematicians. So you may come from all different walks of life. You know how to improve on your career better. And then you can help the people in your situations how you know it. So share your point, share your perspective, how you improve when you were in your earlier days of your profession, or maybe in your situation, if you have similar situation, then you can share to them how you improve and how to work better, how to be more productive maybe. And then hopefully they can follow your way, follow your structure and gain their confidence slowly. This is a case by case situation, but if it makes any difference, right? If it makes it clearer or easier, just have to break down your everyday responsibility, break it down into tiny bits. List it down as a checklist. So the moment when you start doing this, what do you need to do first? A, B, C, D, E. Once you do A, B, C, D, E, the next day, you go through this work checklist again, A, B, C, D, E. The more you repeat this, is like practice. So it is structure. And then the more you go through this structure, right, you'll be more efficient and you'll be faster. So maybe the first time you take around 20 minutes to go through A, B, C, D. And then the more you repeat, maybe after 1 month, it takes you just 3 minutes, 5 minutes to get through A, B, C, D, E. And you know that you are improving and that helps a person feel more confident. Break it down.
Yeah. Break it down. Yes. Okay, next, number 11. Is self-doubt ever justifiable?
What about 10?
Eh,
Just now we were working on 9, right?
okay, sorry. Okay, let's address, is self-doubt ever justifiable? Maybe I'm more attracted to that question.
Okay. Um, yes, actually. It may feel a bit weird, but from my experience working with clients, sometimes it is justifiable. Um, Self-doubt, we all believe that it is bad. Okay, it's bad to doubt ourselves, but sometimes it makes sense to doubt ourselves, especially when the doubt comes from experience. If let's say you have done certain things, or you have experienced seeing other people fail or not do so well at certain things with certain methods or techniques. So if let's say that person being that awesome or that great fail, so it is healthy to have a healthy amount of doubt in yourself and not be too overly confident that if let's say you have less years of experience compared to the person can fail. Of course, we could fail as well. So it is a healthy amount of doubt to ourselves that we check our ability, we check our work, we know what we need to do. Doesn't hurt to be prepared. Okay, so it is good to have some amount of doubt sometimes. But if let's say you have not seen anyone fail before, they are all doing good, you did well before as well, and you still doubt yourself every single time when doing the same thing. So, well, this can be a bit challenging and it is probably not justified. So yes, self-doubt, healthy amount of it is justifiable,
Mm,
especially when it comes from experience or just seeing other people go through the same problem.
mm. But in the end of the day, they do need to keep themselves in check, right? And not
Sorry?
just keep themselves in check,
Yeah.
whether they're doubting themselves at the right amount or not.
They have
So,
the more accurate way to put this is if it is actually back. by facts or backed by figures, backed by experiences. Mhm. So
Okay.
if you want to doubt yourself, you have to have something to prove that you can doubt yourself with. If you have nothing to prove that you should doubt yourself, then just go ahead and try it. And of course, once you're prepared, then you'll be more confident. Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So now talking about confidence, let's go back to number 10. How do I know if I lack confidence and how to build my self-esteem?
Depends on the context. If let's say it's communication, I mean the most usual way to measure a person's confidence is with communication. Eye contact, when you are talking with the other person, if let's say you can't maintain eye contact, if you keep on looking down, looking left, right, not focusing with the person that you're talking to, that may show a lack of confidence in themselves when they're speaking. If let's say you feel that you are stuttering, if you can't word your ideas or your thoughts well with your verbal abilities, language, then it may show a lack of confidence as well. Body language, when you're covering, you're not like standing open with a welcoming position, then it may show a lack of confidence as well. So you just have to check and be aware of these little things. Okay, there are a lot of resources, very good resources online for you to check all these things, little cues, be it from eye contact, your smile, your wording, your body postures, all these little things, and even your tone of voice. All these things can show how confident a person is. And if, let's say, building self-esteem and building self-confidence is important to you, again, it goes back to how happy certain things make you feel. Self-esteem comes from the identity. Sometimes it's very sad that we find some certain individuals that have very low self-esteem because of certain traumatic um, experiences or maybe even abuse from their caretaker or from their environment, from older peers, maybe from a growing up environment. They got a lot of bad experiences and make them feel that every single thing that they experience or do is always amounting to failure or more criticism. So start by thinking what makes you feel happy. It may be very simple, just having peace and quiet, having your own bed, having your own space, being able to go back to your own room when you're feeling vulnerable is definitely okay. Just start by thinking about little bit of happiness, little bit of peace. Start by that, and then as you grow more comfortable with yourself, start look towards hobbies or certain things that you like to do, be it watching shows, playing games, going for sports, talking to people, your friends or your cousins. Start doing things that you like. Those are how you build back certain bit of your identity. When you have more bits of your identity that you're happy having every single day, that is where you feel that life is worth living and having more esteem gradually grows. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Ryan. Now, very last question from our slides. After this, we'll move on to slido.com. So, once again, a final reminder for those of you that are here, you may put in your question anonymously at slido.com, key in the digits, or you can just scan the QR code. So, our very final question, what is the way to praise and motivate my team without making them feel too prideful? So, Ryan, what's your tips?
Well, praising people is always good when praise is deserved. So if they do good, don't be stingy with the praise and motivation, just praise them. But if let's say when you feel that they are too prideful or too full of themselves, well, depends on the person. You can let them learn with their mistakes. Let them make their mistakes and let them be humble. You don't have to show them out. You just have to let them learn their own mistakes. But if they keep, succeeding and doing better and better, just have to, when praise and when it is deserved, then just give it. Don't be too stingy. It's always good to give praise. Don't have to worry that if they're too prideful or whatnot, as long as they get their job done, But if let's say their job requires them to work with teammates, colleagues, or with their boss, and you are their boss and you don't feel comfortable, their teammate don't feel comfortable, and that actually decreases the productivity of the whole team. They may do very good individually, but when they work together with others, they decrease everyone's productivity other than their own. Then this can be brought up to the person and hopes that the person can take this as an opportunity to learn and grow together as a whole team effort instead of they themselves. Open communication is good.
And I think another thing is that give credit where it's due.
Yes, thank you. You word it so nicely. My God.
While you were saying, that's the thing that came up to my mind. So you did help me out here.
Yes.
All right. So let's move on to Slido.com. So our very first question from Slido.com. So for those of you guys that are still here with us, you can still key in your question while we are going through the questions. As you can see, it's anonymous. Yeah, we do not know who is the one that's raising up this question. We welcome all type of question. So very first question over here. Every time when I scroll my IG, I feel insecure and self-doubt because other people have a very nice life. How can I not be affected by them? I think this is a very common issue, especially
Delete your
right
IG.
now.
No, I'm not joking, okay? It may sound very extreme or maybe very harsh, but this is not a joke. Really, if you feel very affected, if you can't sleep, if you can't eat, you feel depressed every single time when you scroll through your IG, please do yourself a favor and delete your IG temporarily. No, this is not a long-term thing. This can be a 1 week or 2 weeks or maybe just a 1 month thing for you to get off social media. Social media does that to people. Okay, because like I mentioned earlier, the things that people post on IG, be it clips, pictures, or whatnot, right? Those are moments for them. Moments are special, moments are unique, and usually moments are sought after by everyone. So when you go there and you look at all these moments of different individual and you don't have that for you at this moment in your life, you feel a bit stuck, you feel a bit slow, maybe it's at night, it's quiet, people having life. So just have to get off social media, relax, be yourself, enjoy your day, not be affected by other people's day, create moments for yourself and enjoy it. Enjoy your life. So you're not affected by other people's life. But when you're ready, when you feel that you're recharged, you're confident, you're happy with your life, of course, no harm going up to IG, going up to any social media and stay connected with your friends and family. But if you are affected badly by IG, you just have to get off social media. Plain and simple. Live your life. Don't care about other people. Enjoy your daily life. Feel happy. Once you're ready, then go back. Be connected.
Thank you. Social media detox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next one. When I keep failing, I lose my confidence. Now I am very scared to take challenges. So how do I build my confidence?
Baby steps. Start small. Don't aim too high. Make sure your challenges, your goals is SMART. SMART, SMART goals. Go and Google that. Make sure it is measurable, it's realistic, So I mean, with time, with everything and all, go look through SMART goals. It will be very good for you. Keep it small, keep it realistic. Make sure the things that you are doing, that you're aiming for, the result isn't too far-fetched. Maybe you want 100. It can be achieved given practice and time, patience. So you can aim to achieve 10, slowly 15, 20, 30, 50, then 80, then 100, slowly, gradually. When you succeed your first 10, then you will be able to slowly progress and succeed your 15, your 20. Aim small, accumulate all the small wins, acknowledge all the small wins. Aim for the small ones, gradually you'll be able to get bigger, medium-sized one, and then you'll be able to get your big win when you feel confident and with the experience.
Thank you. Next, I'm always procrastinating. How can I motivate myself to take action? and avoid getting stuck in a cycle of hesitation.
This sounds like overthinking. Okay, procrastinating is normal. Allow yourself to procrastinate. I will even sometimes encourage students or employees to put procrastination as part of your daily schedule. Like be it half an hour, 1 hour, you can have empty slots. It's okay to take a break, all right? If you feel that the half an hour that's upcoming, like, okay, after this 9 to 9:30, I have a procrastination slot, half an hour. Um, I don't feel lazy. I don't want to just waste my time. I can do something. You can do something, and then later on, once you finish the thing that you need to do, you have empty time anyway, then you can do self-care, you can play games, read books, do whatever that you want, watch shows. But if let's say that half an hour procrastination period is there and you really feel that you need the time to rest, to regain your momentum, to recharge, get a cup of coffee, just take the break, just take the procrastination, take the empty period. Okay, procrastination is good sometimes. And if let's say you are stuck in a cycle of hesitation, if you feel that you are overthinking too much, first thing first, get a paper, get a pen, write down the things that is of concern, the things that you're worried about. Put it in bullet point forms, and then deal with it one after another. Just by having paper and penning it down, right? You're already doing something. Okay, so you're no longer thinking and hesitating. So you are already taking action. So overthinking is okay. But if let's say you want to deal with your overthinking, actually make a difference, right? You need to start taking actions, and penning it down is taking the first big step forward. So as you slash off the bullet point things, when you do more things in your checklist, right? You're getting things done and you no longer procrastinate that much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. I love this question. Why do Asian parents like to verbally abuse, then use motivation words? How can I not let their words affect my confidence?
Interesting. So why do Asian parents like to verbally abuse their kids, right? Instead of using motivation words. Can you scroll up a bit? Sorry, I haven't really
Oh,
finished
sorry,
reading that.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can I not let their words affect my confidence? Um, Asian parents, right, from a certain generation before, there are a lot of different variables or situation. I would say that generally Asian parents, one generation before, you need to be able to understand where they come from, where are the origins. A lot of Asian parents, the older generation, the baby boomers maybe, they're not really well educated. They didn't really get the chance to be educated even. And their family, their parents before them, even so. So if let's say hard love, tough love, okay, they do not know how to be better parents, they were not educated to be good parents. No one is born to be perfect parents. So the only way is with the fist and with rotan, okay, like physical. And from there, they slowly evolve and improve themselves, with all the rules and regulation against physical abuse, right? Then they use the next best thing, verbal threats and verbal abuse, blackmail, manipulation, being able to exert dominance with their words to push you down because they don't feel good. Okay, then they don't know any other ways. So it is very hard sometimes to change people because they're already so used to their methods. But understanding where they come from and why they are using certain ways instead of the better ways can help you make sense of your reality, your world. Okay, so you don't have to feel that bad, so that you know that they actually mean good for you. It's just that they don't know how to. If they are open to, you can slowly teach them or guide them to use motivating words to help you improve better. Okay, sometimes gaining personal confidence can come from both ways. It can come from helping others to better themselves, aside from just bettering yourself. Bettering, if there's a word like that. Okay, like improving yourself, you can help people better themselves. If not, you can improve on your own as well. And if people feel better because they improve, or you feel better because you improve, then you can gain back the confidence.
Thank you. Next one. Actually, I saw there is four more questions. So, is it okay, Ryan, for us to just go through the last four questions?
Sure.
Yep. All right. Okay, great. So, the next one. I always avoid social situation because of my self-doubt. What can I do to step out of my comfort zone and go out so that I can make more friends?
Friends, awesome people to have around. Okay. If you are worried of social situation, social context, and you doubt yourself, probably you need to first ask yourself, where do you first get this bad experience that you have last time? No one openly or readily reject social settings. It might be because when you were younger, you were laughed at, there were certain things that you did that you embarrassed yourself, or certain things that other people said that you feel humiliated or hurt. So if you have those bad experience, next thing that you can do for yourself is to tell yourself that that was in the past. Now, going into the new social situation, give yourself a chance, give people a chance to know you and for yourself to know other people. Be friendly, relax, and maybe prepare a few things of yourself that you're ready to share to others. You can write them down. You can say that, okay, I'm going to share that I am a worker. I'm going to share that I like badminton. What else? Maybe I can share that I like sushi. Random three things. So you're just going to prepare these three things and just give it a try. Just go out and tell people, hi, I'm working as a HR. I like Japanese food. What about you? Just start small. Prepare a few things that you like to share about yourself. Once you're able to get through the first round, reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Say, good job. I finally helped myself speak up to someone. They may not be your friend immediately. They may even feel that you are stuttering or you're not so confident. If they are nice people, they will help you out or make you feel more, comfortable, make you feel more welcome. But if they're not so nice people, they may like walk away or give you an white, give you an eye like that. Okay, but that doesn't matter to you. Okay, what matters to you is that you break out of your comfort zone, you are improving yourself, and that you are trying. That's what's matter. So reward yourself, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, get yourself dessert or something so that you can go out and try again, talking to more people, and hopefully finally make your first friend after a long
Okay.
time. Sorry, I don't mean that you don't have friends, but if you want to make more friends, yes. Okay.
Thank you. Next, my friend always, okay, so this one is the person has a friend already. My friend always complain that she's fat. How can I encourage my friend to not doubt herself? Very similar to a question that we went through just now, but this is quite
Hmm.
like specific.
It's more specific. Well, this
Yeah.
is something that a lot of people deal with.
Mm,
You need to be very sensitive with this because people that have a body image concern or issue, right? Um, it depends how much they are fat. Okay, you sometimes need to be able to be sensitive with this if it hurts their esteem or hurts them. If they are in a situation that is very vulnerable, prone to self-harm, you need to be very sensitive and careful with this and recommend them to professionals if, let's say, they need to work on that, complaining that they're fat. But if let's say the person is fat, they are okay, they are healthy in a sense that they have good self-esteem or they are ready to improve and work on themselves, then you have to be very direct with them. You can't sugarcoat things and tell them, nah, you're not fat, you're being a bit too fake or not really a nice friend. If let's say they are actually a bit plump or a bit fat to the degree that's unhealthy, but they can actually do something about it. You just have to be very forthcoming and tell them that, okay, if you complain that you're fat, you know that you can actually do something about it. So why not, let's go for a gym, let's sign up for a gym together, or let's start going to the park and jog together. You can encourage them by doing activities together with them so that they no longer need to complain that they are not doing anything about their figure. Okay, so that they no longer need to doubt themselves because they're putting in effort. But if let's say they are a bit plump, their health is perfectly fine, they are already doing their best to take care of their health, and you just have to tell them that you're already doing your best. If you want more, then perhaps you have to seek out professional support from doctors or counselors.
Next one. I think this is the second last one. I want to fly to Australia for my career transition, but I am scared that I will fail. How can I navigate this transition in my life?
Okay, if let's say you fly to Australia for your career, and if let's say you were to worry that you fail, tell yourself that, okay, you may fail, but would you want to not try? Not fail, not try, no trying, no failing, right? So would you rather want to have that, or would you actually feel regretful of not trying? Give yourself that chance. Why not give it a try? If let's say you have people supporting you, just take a leap of faith. Okay, go for it. Go for your career transition. What's the worst that could happen? Prepare yourself. So if let's say the cost is too big for you, it's too painful for you to have that cost, you might want to consider your options. But if let's say there's really nothing much to lose, right? Just go for it. Who knows? You might actually make something out of it. So just give it a try. Have people around you navigate together with you to see if let's say the cost or the pain can be too big, too significant. But if let's say nothing, just go give it a try. What do you have to lose? If let's say it's a career transition, right, and then you're worried or scared, did you have prior experience failing? No, because failing can always happen. So if you have prior experience, just learn from it. Know your weaknesses so that people don't make use or abuse your weaknesses. Know your strength so that you can make yourself shine when you have the opportunity.
Thank you, Ryan. That was a very good motivation to the person that wants to fly to another country. I hope you do it. Okay, so
Yeah,
moving on.
good
I
luck.
think this is the very last one.
You can
I
you can
always
have
get
all of it.
frustrated.
It's okay. Mhm.
I
Don't worry.
always get frustrated over criticism or feedback received on my work. How can I not take it personally and use it to improve myself by viewing it constructively?
Okay. If let's say you're always frustrated with criticism and feedback on your work, right? Is it the person that's giving you the feedback? If you are feeling sensitive from every single one, all your colleagues or all your bosses, then it may be a you issue. You're not ready to receive criticism and feedback yet. So you can maybe request a few days break and then go and reevaluate yourself and your work if it is where you want it to be, like your quality of work, I mean. If your quality of work is where you want it to be, then you don't need to improve and then you don't need to entertain all the criticism and feedback. But if let's say your work is not where you want it to be, you want to improve more, you feel that there's room for improvement, then actually receiving criticism and feedback can be good for your improvement. You want to improve yourself personally, you're doing it for yourself. Okay, make sure you're learning things, you are putting in effort for yourself. Okay, so that you are more ready to receive constructive feedback. But from the other point of view, right, if let's say you're frustrated, maybe it's from the other thing. Maybe it's the people giving you the criticism and the feedbacks. Maybe there's better way to word certain things. Maybe you like to hear things from certain individuals instead of others. Maybe there are certain, harsh feelings from certain people. Maybe it's the wording, the timing. So all of these are different variables. So you need to reflect on this and see how best or in what condition do you receive or you listen best so that you actually do listen and it can be helpful for you. If anything helps, right, writing things down can help. The criticism and feedback at the moment, when you receive it, write it down, type it somewhere, store it, go walk around, take a coffee, take a break. When you feel better, when you're more ready, look through it again. Don't take it personal. Look at it as a chance to improve yourself if you're ready for it. But like I said earlier, if you reflect, look at your quality of work. If you are just happy where you are, you don't want to improve anything, right? Then you don't have to entertain the feedbacks. If let's say the people that are giving the feedback or the criticism keeps on attacking you when you are not ready or you don't want any of it, you might want to consider changing your work environment.
Thank you. All right, so that will be the end for our Slido questions. Just a
Okay.
little bit more to before we wrap up. No more question, don't worry, Ryan.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you for an amazing session, and especially for those of you that have given us all your questions. We hope that we have answered your question and provided you some solution to move forward. You can still go over to slido.com and on our today's session, or is there any question that you want us to answer further, or more explanation is needed, or did we miss out any question? You can just raise it up over there, and also can let us know whether the session was good, or how can we improve. We welcome all feedback. So before we end, do follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok, nespace.my, where we will put in all these educational information that could help you with your daily doubts or any questions that you have. And just a little bit on our Nest Space. So today's session is brought to you by Nest Space, which is a space that empowers people. Our goal is to help people to search for the perfect work-life balance when choosing a career and ensuring they have a fulfilling and a happier life. So one of the newest addition is our Nest Space Clubhouse, which is a platform that aims to solve your problems and empower your mind. That's why we did today, and there are many other sessions, upcoming sessions that we will be having. You can check it out in our nestspace.my. This is our website. Once you key into our Clubhouse, you can just click to Clubhouse to check out what are the upcoming sessions. Bear in mind, these are your free session, free 1 hour of your time, where you can just enter, give us your question, come in at 8 p.m. and you can find your answers and also get some inspiration. All these things are through our speakers, such as registered counselors, psychologists, as well as industrial experts. So you can just go to our nespace.my, key in, just click over to Clubhouse and just check out any one of the session. Bear in mind, it's free of charge. So come over, we can have a good time in our next session. Thank you all for coming. And thank you, Ryan, for joining us today. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Have a nice evening. Bye.